Hello guys, in this video we'll talk about the 2015 movie Who's There. Ivan and Catherine are kissing in bed, but unexpectedly for them, children run into the room. They give Dad a chocolate cake and a clock decorated with carved photos in honor of Father's Day. Cake stained Dad plays the role of a monster and runs after the children. They run away from the room. Ivan offers his wife to continue what they started, but she refuses because the children woke up. There are other things. The family has a dog named Martyshkin. When the family had breakfast, a man named Louis visits them who promises to help Catherine take the sculpture to the gallery. After Catherine, together with children, they go to the beach. Everyone wants the father of the family to go with them, but he cannot, because it is necessary to finish the work Ivan architects. If he does not complete the work on time, then problems may arise. They are understanding and the son asks his father to cut his hair goodbye. But he also loves his hairstyle. Late in the evening it began to rain. Ivan, with a glass of red wine, works at a computer and listens to music while working. A man is called by his wife Catherine. The girl reports that she, like the children, is bored, to which he reciprocates after Ivan continues to work and takes out his phone. An unexpected knock on the door prevented him from lighting up, and her man asks who it is there. It turns out to be two strangers, girls soaked in the rain, who ask him to let them call next. They ask where Gregory lives. He replies that he does not know anyone with that name and sympathizes that he cannot help. One of the girls sneezes and Ivan gives her a napkin, after which he offers to go into the house and call if they want this. The girl replies that she does not remember a single number and her phone is completely wet, but she understands that the address they need can be indicated on the Facebook page and asks to let them use the computer. Ivan agrees. The ladies go into the house and the man goes for a towel and an iPad after he returns to the corridor, but the girls are not there. They went into the hall because there for them it was warmer. One of the girls tells him that her name is Bill, and while the other one finds out that they are in a completely different place and that the taxi driver who their wait per point misunderstood the request. Ivan tells the girls that it will cause a frenzy, but the nearest driver will arrive only after 45 minutes. Then they ask him to throw their clothes into the dryer for 10 minutes, since they don't want to go to the party wet at all, and the man agrees. In addition, he promises to bring them other clothes. He also asks for a phone to put it in rice, and he has already come across such the same problem, and rice in this case can help the phone dry. Ladies are very grateful to the man for everything he does for them. The owner and the phone says that her name is Genesis. Ivan puts the phone in a bowl of rice and prepares tea for the lost ladies, followed by the man from wearing clothes in dryer. Then the girls turn on the music. They play with the monkey, but Ivan takes the dog because it's time for him to sleep. After which the ladies, you are interested in the musical tastes of men. Ivan says that he once worked as a DJ, but it was 20 years ago. Genesis is interested in how old he is, but the girls hardly believed in his answer because the man does not look 43 years old. Also, Ivan says that he married at the age of 30. Ladies, they are interested in where the wife and children are now. He says that they are on the coast, but he could not go with them because of the work of the girl. They sympathize with him. Well, since he spends his Father's Day without his family and hugs the man to support him in the situation. Genesis pays attention to the shape of the man and notes the fact that he obviously swings every day. Aries feels uncomfortable and upsets from the girls. Further, Genesis talks about a love experience with a model, allegedly that during intimacy he shook the press. That it seemed strange to the girl. She answered that she would prefer an adult and experienced man rather than Ivan wants a young man in love. Good luck to them in finding a suitable partner. Next, Home notices a photo of wives. We think that the man is very lucky with her. After which they continue to discuss modest topics. During this, the stray girls sit down too close to the man. This one sits down on the chair from them and checks the remaining time before the driver arrives. There are still 20 minutes left. Then they are surprised and ask Ivan how for 10 years in marriage, he was able not to cheat on his wife. He starts talking about love, but Genesis interrupts him and says that life with one person is unnatural, since a person is an even bigger animal than the animal itself. Then he says that he tries to enjoy a threesome because he is sure that this is the best cure for infidelity. Ivan decides to find out what these girls do. They say that they work as stewardesses for them. This profession resembles rock stars, since in their life they constantly fly around the world in first class and also free drinks. Moreover, the girls think that traveling is the best way to get variety experience. They further say that there should be no restrictions in proximity. After which Ivan checks the timer again and finds out that there are 5 minutes left before the driver arrives. Genesis goes to the bath and was alone with Ivan. The skills acquired during her work as a DJ, the girl admits that she spends time better than she would at a party. She takes him by the hand and they start dancing, talking about fate and its possible impact on life by virtue of the profession. The man does not believe in fate, which cannot be said about the lady. Tries to kiss him on this one, does not resist much, but a call from a taxi driver interrupts a possible betrayal of a man. Ivan collects the girls' things but hears how they laugh loudly in the bath. He cannot reach them and decides to go in with his eyes closed. But this did not help not to notice two naked there who began to seduce a man. Ivan stubbornly resisted and said that the driver was waiting for them at the entrance. But the girls were persistent when they began to caress the guy. He could not resist them. The driver who tried to call him now is without waiting for an answer. And in the meantime, a man makes love with two girls. First in the bathroom and then in bed. In the morning Ivan answers his wife's messages and then puts on a wedding ring. After he hears laughter, goes to the kitchen. A man sees two cheerful girls and the complete mess they made here, tells them that he can take them home, but the ladies report that they have not been at home for about 4 years. Ivan understands what to get rid of. It will be problematic for girls to follow. Catherine calls her hubby via video call. At the same second the girls run up and demonstrates his body. Ivan, seeing this, turns away. After the conversation, the man enters the house and makes a new attempt to drive the girls out, and he saw the collected Genesis but was not next to her. He finds her in his things. This is in response to his requests to get together, hugs his neck and confesses his love-loving husband and father of two children. Take the girl to her friend and gives them 3 minutes and then begins to wait for them on the street. Realizing that the ladies are not going to go out, Ivan enters the house and notices how they paint the sculpture of his wife. Followed by a man begins to call the police. The ladies tell him that they will be forced to inform the employees about violent actions on the part of him. This cancels the call. Soon they let the man know that they are not 18 and the minimum term for his actions is 20 years. Then a masseur comes to the man who is close. She is familiar with his family. She says that she plans to come to the exhibition of Catherine, but also interrupts Genesis, which makes it clear that they have something with Ivan. That is, the massage therapist leaves in a rage and tells the man that this is their business. But she is extremely pleased with me and believes that Ivan entered disgustingly. The man starts to use physical force, but calms down, and despite their threats, the girl calls 911 at the last moment, turns off the phone and asks the man to take them, to which he agrees. At home they say where to stay and go out. Ivan returns home and starts packing his hand. In the evening the architect gets to work but hears a strange sound from another room. He discovers a photo in a broken frame and at the same second Genesis hits him on the head with a fire extinguisher, because of which he loses consciousness. The man tied to the bed wakes up at night. He asks the girl to release him and stop this madness. Genesis ignores every question of him. Dressed in her daughter's clothes, Ivan comes into the bedroom, begging her to untie him, but that's all unsuccessfully. The girl starts hitting him in the face, talking about problems from childhood. But the mobile phone that Ivan hid under him receives a call. They find the phone and understand that it is Catherine who calls on a video call. They stretch his pants and threaten to answer. Ivan, trying to avoid this, says that he will do everything, whatever was jumping on it, and is engaged in a cupcake while Genesis is filming everything on the phone, and then they go to the kitchen. In the meantime, he managed to free his hand, which pushes him to the floor, and after that he is completely freed. The man attacks Genesis. The note sticks a fork into his sore shoulder due to severe pain. Ivan loses consciousness again. The girls tied and gagged the man. They arranged some kind of show in which Genesis was the host and was the participant. She puts headphones on him so that Genesis turns on a loud sound when Evans resists and says not what they want to hear. Genesis asks how many fathers could survive in this game, to which he answers no one. The girl says that this is the correct answer. Then Ivan said without permission and Genesis turns on a loud sound. The man makes it clear that he understood everything. The girl asks the next question, but Ivan cannot answer because he is afraid of the consequences. Jenna gives him a few seconds to think, but the man is saved by the doorbell ringing. It was Louise K who, without waiting for an answer, calls on the phone. They decide to hide him on and pretend to be his nieces. Louise wants to take the sculpture but finds it in a terrible state, and he quickly realizes that two strange girls are not his nieces. She tries to Genesis seduce his man responds with insults. Soon he hears the sounds that Ivan makes and rushes to help him. Genesis at that moment steals an inhaler from Louis' pocket. Louis is prevented from saving him by the girls who began to destroy the sculpture, as a result of which he begins to have an attack on the edge. The distraught girls begin to throw the inhaler to each other. At one moment, Louis falls down and hits his head on the stone sculpture. Was hit very hard. The man bled hysterically. The maniacs laugh hysterically over what happened. Ivan asks to call the doctors, but they don't react to it. Then it becomes clear that Louis died. They paste over his body, and then they take away the van and continue the deadly game. They ask a question, but Ivan doesn't that answer no. Genesis tells him that death awaits him after the commercial break. The man tries to explain to them all the absurdity of what is happening, but the girls turn a deaf ear and let the architect of his death know at dawn. Later the ladies are digging a grave right in the yard. Meanwhile, Ivan makes an attempt to call his wife, but Genesis notices this and throws the tablet out into the street. It soon turns out that they have been watching Ivan and his family for quite a long time. The rest of the night, The distraught girls destroy the whole house and also cut their prisoner's hair. A little later they find a pistol. Genesis asks to unleash Evans. She wants to play hide and seek and give the man 30 seconds to hide. It is forbidden to leave the house if they fail to find him before dawn, and they leave Ivan armed with a knife. He finds the right mom and escapes from the house, but the escape was short-lived. He stumbles and loses the knife and Genesis quickly finds him. Ivan screams, but the girl understands that it makes no sense since there is no one around. The dawn comes at the house of the kittens, again tied him to the grave and begin to bury the body without touching his head. Ivan begs not to kill him, and they take advantage of this. They call his wife and demand that the man tell her everything that he did with them instead of his wife. Ivan hears the answering machine taking advantage of the moment. The architect screams into the phone and says that he was kidnapped by two girls. That when she hears the message, she called the police. Genesis reports that she dropped the answering machine. The girl takes the sculpture and pretends that she will kill him now but does not do it. They say that they will not kill him, and besides, all the men with whom they did the same succumb to their temptation. How much they would not love their wives. Also they say that they are already 18. Thanks for more and more of that video that they shot in Genesis was posted on Facebook. Soon the family returns home, and this is the end of the film for today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. Thanks for watching.